welcome back to the second half of NEWSBREAK Live, and joining me is Chris Rhodes, who's a fire prevention specialist for the Torrance Fire Department. It's always so great to see you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back, Hibah.
Yeah, and happy Halloween.
Yeah, it's busy, right? All the kids are excited. They're wearing new costumes, trying new things, candy. What's there not to be excited about, right?
It's a very exciting time of the year, something that people look forward to, but when it comes to tonight, it's all about safety first. So let's talk about what are some top tips you can give parents and trick-or-treaters when they're heading out.
Heading out tonight, you want to be aware of your surroundings. Obviously, stay with your children at all times. Always keep an eyesight on them. Don't let them go up to doors on their own. Make sure to look through some of their candy before they start eating it. Maybe a lit area is best for them, so a flashlight, trips, falls, things like that can be cause for concern with little ones.
Okay, and when it comes to crossing the street, and tell me about road safety.
Right, so well-lit areas, stop signs, some people just are not paying attention. You know, don't assume that someone waving you through an intersection is going to allow you to cross. You always make eye contact. Stop every single time. Look both directions, all directions on a four-way stop. It's important to remember that children are excited. They're not paying attention to everything that's going on around them. So the parents are going to be their eyes.
When it comes to costumes, what should people be aware about? Viewers are watching right now and they're getting ready to head out. What is considered safe to wear, not safe? What should they wear?
From my experience as a parent, it's safe to have the child be able to walk. Most importantly, is it free moving for them? Is it free flowing? No trip hazards. Things that are long in length can be a cause of concern. Also, masks, face paint, things like that that cover their face. Sometimes they're not able to see clearly through masks, or if face paint tends to get into an eye or something like that, you'd want to flush it out. It's important just to remember that, you know, kids are trying new things, and at the same time, they're running from house to house, and they're excited to get to the next one. They may forget something, they may drop something, you may become separated. Things like that with costumes, everyone's going to look the same in a dark alley or a dark street. So maybe have some high visibility clothing on that child, or a glow stick that's a specific color that you are going to look for. Those are some pretty good ideas.
And this would probably include flashlight if you want as well.
Right, lanterns, things that can be carried inside of a candy bucket, things like that.
And there are many streets that are just filled with trick-or-treaters. So when parents and children are going out, or even young adults, what should they really look out for when it comes to homes?
Well, when you're looking at a home, if the light's off, technically sometimes that means the person's not there or not home. Well-lit porch areas, you know, distractions with parents and cell phones can be also something that could cause concerns of losing sight of a child. They're in large groups, and like I said, some children have the same costumes. Let's be aware of where our child is and currently at the time, and which house you're actually going to be attending for candy.
Now we're talking about homes, but what about homeowners? What should they be doing to make sure trick-or-treaters are staying safe? Yeah,
and sometimes people love to decorate their home. That's understandable.
Right.
Unplugging these different types of decorations when the evening's over is important, because that could be left on overnight. Heating up elements could, you know, become a fire hazard, especially when they're in a front yard. Over decorating, loss of light, things like that people will do. Just be cautious where you're stepping. You know, you don't want to trip on anything. You want to be sure that you're actually seeing where your next step is going to be taken. It's important. Like we said before, bring a flashlight, bring a glow stick, something that can illuminate where you're going to be walking next.
What about fire hazards? You're a fire prevention specialist. During this time of year, Halloween's kind of the kickoff where you do see a lot of home fires, maybe people catching on fire. Tell me a little bit about that when it comes to Halloween, and then we'll get into the holiday season.
Right, so Halloween does kick off generally all of the holidays, and it is one of the first. So it's important to remember as we go through each one of these holidays, there's going to be lots of family, lots of friends, lots of cooking, lots of eating, lots of drinking. All of those things can bring people's attention awareness down, right? They lower their guard a little. They're used to it. They kind of just blend into the atmosphere that they're currently in. When Halloween starts, you know, it obviously starts with lighting a pumpkin, putting that on your porch. There's always good ways to prevent using fire inside of that jack-o'-lantern. Candles, that have batteries, that helps to preserve not only the pumpkin, but it doesn't create that fire hazard you typically would have. Then we're going to move more towards, Thanksgiving, and that holiday brings a lot of loved ones, and it brings loved ones that are little, smaller children around the stovetop, cooking areas, cooking surfaces. We want to remember when we're bringing guests into our home, let's go through a step process. Let's make sure our smoke alarms are working. We have extinguishers if they're available, and we have exit plans. Exit plans all over the home, depending on who's spending the night, who's staying, which family members are around. It's nice to include everyone, but it's also nice to include the safety of everyone. Then as we approach Christmas, we're now bringing trees into our homes. Now trees can be they dry out really quickly if you don't continuously water them. So it's important to keep them watered throughout the Christmas time. I generally like to say around January 1st, January 2nd, we're done with the holidays. Let's get ready for this new year. Some people like to stay a little bit longer. Just remember that tree is now it's starting to, lose needles. It's starting to gain more and more fuel. So we have to remember that candles, trees, fireplaces, decorations, garland, things like that need to be separated from heat sources throughout the entire home.
When people start shopping for Christmas trees, which is around the corner, what's the difference between pulling out an artificial tree that you have at home to buying a real natural tree?
Well, the natural trees smell obviously great. They smell really good. People have their choices, right? You can buy an artificial tree that has lights built in, or if you're going to be buying a real tree, then you're adding actual heat elements to that tree. So you need to take a look at maybe the decorations. What is it rated for? Are these lights rated for indoor or outdoor use? Is it rated for both? Typically, the artificial trees will have either LED lights or lights that are built into them. Those technically have timers. Some of them have timers. They will shut off automatically. It's the forgetfulness of shutting off the lights on the real tree and not watering is what brings concerns.
And I always hear if you're using Christmas lights outdoors, they're probably not supposed to be used indoors on your tree or in your house. Well, is that true? Or?
That's a good point to be made. There are lots and lots and lots of different types of lights that are coming out. There's LED lights that are, they're different colors. They're different shapes. Everything is just changing so quickly. With the technology advancements, you can actually buy a pretty decent run of Christmas lights for under about 20 bucks. So if you could decorate using, not only you're going to be saving money, but also something that's UL listed and safe for indoor or outdoor use is a better go. I would definitely look into those types of products. It's something to look forward to.
With the cold weather, today we got rain, people are pulling out their space heaters. Give me some safety tips if people are using those type of heaters to keep themselves warm in their home.
Space heaters are just what they need. That's exactly what they are. They need space. They need space from all types of
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's all types of different flammable materials. They actually need that working space. It's not safe to tuck them under your desk at home, or it's not safe to kind of tuck them into a corner. They need a good 3 to 5 feet around anything that's technically can be flammable. Also, people like to bring out new fire pits that they buy at Home Depot, Lowe's. Sometimes that could also cause concern for a fire nuisance with your neighbors, possibly smoke. All those things are concerns for also respiratory issues when you're burning wood outside or in a fire pit that you purchase at another convenience store. But space heaters, those wall-mounted heaters, all of those need to be given space. It's a requirement, not necessarily that's needed, but it's suggested that a licensed contractor take a look at your wall heater. Take a look at your space heater that you have in your attic. Make sure that they can sign off on it saying this is a proper working element.
Okay. And this is something you kind of touched upon earlier. Home structure fires. From 2011 to 2015, the U.S. Fire Departments responded to an estimated average of 840 home structure fires across the country that had to do with decorations. So is this a problem you often see during this time of year here in the South Bay as well?
Yeah, again, as people bring different types of materials into their home as decoration, they never really put the two and two together. Like garland over a fireplace looks nice. It looks nice, it looks welcoming, and your fireplace is lit. we have to remember that sometimes that garland is not true garland. It's either a plastic or a form of synthetic plastic, and that can be cause for concern. When the nation sees these types of fires, and they are devastating fires, they ruin lives, and it takes us better look at what type of material are we actually dealing with when these fires do start. So it's just wise to check what you're actually bringing into your home. Look to see what it's made of. If it's made of plastic, synthetic materials, those tend to burn hotter and faster. Those trees, let's keep them watered. Let's make sure that they're watered properly. And that's fun for the kids too, to bring them in and, hey, let's see how long you can take care of this tree. So those types of things brings everyone together, but we must remember that we're bringing different items that we normally have inside of our homes.
Great safety tips, Chris. And if people have questions for you and your department, they can contact the Torrance Fire Prevention Division, correct? At
yes, visit our website. Yeah, visit our website as well.
Okay, great. Well, it was so great seeing you. Happy Halloween and have a great night with the kids.
Thank you, Hibah. Go Dodgers.
Yeah, go Dodgers. Well, that does it for NEWSBREAK Live. Thanks for tuning in. And we're rooting for the Dodgers as they play at home once again tonight. The score is 0-0, but we hope they will take the lead very soon. And if you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. And don't forget to tune into the Torrance City Council meeting. For Facebook and Twitter users, use hashtag NEWSBREAKLIVE. Have a great night.